I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 597. A Swiss lady, Mrs. J.C.S. Riddick, asked, does self-realization imply occult powers also? Maharshi, the self is the most intimate and eternal being, whereas the siddhis are foreign. The one requires effort to acquire, and the other does not. The powers are sought by the mind, which must be kept alert, whereas the self is realized when the mind is destroyed. The powers manifest only when there is the ego. The ego makes you aware of others, and in its absence, there are no others to be seen. The self is beyond the ego and is realized after the ego is eliminated. The elimination of the ego makes one unaware of others. How can the question of others arise, and where is the use of occult powers for a self-realized being? The Swiss lady asked Sri Ramana Maharshi if self-realization includes occult powers or siddhis. His response clarifies the fundamental difference between the nature of the self and the nature of siddhis. The self, he explained, is your eternal and ever-present being, completely intimate and inseparable from who you are. It is not something you acquire or achieve. It is simply your true nature. Siddhis, on the other hand, are external and require effort to attain. They belong to the realm of the mind and the ego. The pursuit of these powers keeps the mind active and outwardly focused, which is the opposite of the inward stillness necessary for realizing the self. Ramana pointed out that occult powers can only manifest in the presence of the ego. The ego is what creates the sense of individuality and separation from others. It is the source of the perception of duality, of me and you, of this and that. Cities, then, are inherently tied to this perception of separateness because they rely on the mind's activity and the essence of others. Without the ego, there is no sense of others, and the powers become irrelevant. Ramana emphasized that self-realization is beyond the ego. When the ego is destroyed, meaning when the false sense of individuality dissolves, there is no longer an awareness of others in the dualistic sense. Instead, there is only the indivisible unity of being. In this state, the very idea of needing occult powers becomes meaningless. Cities serve no purpose for someone who has realized the self because they arise from and function within a world of duality, which the self-realized being transcends. The heart of Ramana Maharshi's teachings here is that self-realization is about the dissolution of the ego and the direct experience of your true nature. This experience is beyond the mind, beyond effort, and beyond any worldly powers. The pursuit of siddhis may temporarily satisfy the mind, but it keeps you entangled in illusion. Only by letting go of the ego and all its attachments, including the desire for powers, can you know the self and find the lasting peace that comes with it. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. In 40 Verses on Reality, Ramana Maharshi explains the nature of the self, the ultimate reality, and self-inquiry. My new book, with my comments and inquiry questions, opens these teachings up and brings them into your practice and experience. Available now from Amazon. Link in the video description. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with the comments.